It's The Local Show on News Radio 570 WSYR, a service of Geddes Federal Savings and Loan and Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show is locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to The Local Show. It's the 2023 Summer Edition. I'm your host, Tom Soccocio Jr., along with my friend and co-host, Steve Roberts. The Local Show features conversations about local businesses. We talk to the business owners, the CEOs, CFOs, entrepreneurs, nonprofits, business advocates, and other business-friendly organizations. We learn how they got into business and why they do business right here in Syracuse, New York, where their businesses might be going in the future. That's an interesting conversation, and you're going to hear all about their successes, their challenges, opportunities, marketing, and advertising. We're broadcasting from the Zoey Advertising Studios, sponsored by Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts and Geddes Federal Savings and Loan. Happy weekend to Steve Roberts. How are you there, buddy?
Happy weekend to you, Tom. You doing all right?
Oh, sure. Yeah. I failed the cognitive test, I think, over at Dr. Barry's office.
So tell me what happened.
He had a couple of questions, because he looks at you holistically. What are you eating? What's the last meal you had that was good? What's the last meal you had bad? All that kind of stuff. So he did a quick little thing. And he hands me a piece of paper and says, "All right, let's talk about your memory." Kind of a little memory check. Yeah. So he gives you like 3 words, and then after he gives you the 3 words, he starts talking to you about random stuff, and then has you put a clock face down, and he says, "Make this 11:10." See, I remember what.
Now you know, right?
But an analog clock, so you have to put the big hand where it's supposed to go.
Yeah, I remember that.
Do you think I could remember where the big hand or the little hand? I'm looking at it, going, "Wait a second, he's got me here." So then he says, "Okay, now write down the 3 words," and I could only remember 2 out of the 3 words.
You know what? So the spatial thing, and years ago I had a head injury, right?
Yes.
And I had the spatial testing, like round peg, square hole.
Oh, okay.
Forget about it. Like,
really?
Here, put this 4-piece. There's not a spatial. And I was never great at that, but the spatial thing.
Yeah.
So I'm like, great, they're not going to let me leave. So yeah, that's fine. All I say is, Tom, look at the calendar. That's all I just. You're like, I didn't know we were. If you look at the calendar, things get better.
So all the way home, I thought,
we still love you. And hate you.
No good. I'm damaged goods. But the beauty of it is, we talked to 8 people that are not damaged goods.
There we go.
They're a lot brighter.
So
than
who's
us.
on the show today, Tom?
Abel Ramirez. He is the new owner of Bayberry Uniform. Sharif Anil Bey is the owner of Syracuse Kung Fu. And then Neil Carr will stop by, Vice President of Prime Heating and Air. Jared Schoonmaker is the managing partner of iSmash. Isn't that interesting?
Sounds like your cup of tea, Tom.
Yeah, wait do you hear about that? And Christina Kohler is part of Onondaga Grown, and she's also an egg processing manager at Hudson Egg Farms. Jerome Snyder, owner of Pestmaster Services, will grace us with his presence. Marty Richardson is the owner of Nesticos 2 and the Rise and Grind Cafe in Chelsea's restaurant and bar. Matt Mallory, owner of Mallory Unlimited and the, EP and G and B and I don't know, there's a bunch of
we just call him the gun
education, the gun guy.
The gun guy,
We'll talk with him. So right now we say hearty, healthy good morning to Abel Ramirez. How are you?
I'm doing great. Happy to be here. How are you, Tom?
Very good, very good. So you look like a young man, and of course, everybody's younger than us. Tell us, where'd you come from and how'd you get into this business?
Yes, so I come from the real estate industry, and I got into business because I've always been a dreamer. I always wanted to have my own thing and live a legacy that could last beyond my lifetime.
Right.
So that's why I got into business.
Okay.
Yep.
And are you from Syracuse originally, or?
No, I'm originally from Cuba.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I moved here about 12 years ago. And went to school here.
Syracuse University or Lemoyne, or where'd you go to school?
OCC.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Great. We have friends at OCC.
Oh,
we both graduated from OCC, so there.
Absolutely.
So
well,
how did the opportunity to own Bayberry Uniform happen?
It's funny because I was working as an engineer at TTM, and through a mutual connection, I learned about Frank, who was the previous owner.
Sure, we know Frank.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it was a great opportunity because he wanted to retire. He's been on business for long time, right? He wants
Yes.
to take care of relatives, and eventually everybody wants to retire, right?
Sure.
You know, you can't work your whole
You
life.
hope, right?
So I learned about the opportunity. I fell in love with his business, the people, and it just magically
Interesting.
happened. Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you like about the business? So we think Bayberry uniform, we think, well, it must just be for nurses. Is that wrong?
Yes, it is wrong.
Tell me about the business.
Yeah, so Bayberry Uniform provides for not only nurses, but to schools, corporate wear, chef wear. We do embroidery, which is a big part of the business that I'm trying to grow right now.
Yes.
Because if you think about it, that is separate from just uniforms, right?
Yeah.
If you want to get your Zoey advertisement on a hat or on a piece of clothing, you know, we can do that. So that is another aspect of the business at Bayberry Uniform.
Gotcha. So is Ricky Ricardo like really popular still over in Cuba?
He is. Yeah, anything that,
How can he not be?
yeah, I think that was an obvious question.
Right. I didn't know, you know?
He was popular with my family. We loved him. I don't know.
And how is the weather different from Cuba and Syracuse?
Well, you know, we have 2 seasons here, right? It's winter and construction.
Yes.
In Cuba, it's hot all year long.
Is it all
It's
the time?
beautiful, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like going back in time like 60 years and you have all the old Chevys and Fords.
Oh, really? Still?
Oh,
huh?
yeah, they're running. I mean, it's like it's a time machine. You go down there, the structure hasn't changed.
Interesting. Do you get down there or get back to Cuba much? Or?
Not at all. I
Oh.
think I haven't been there in at least 11 years. I went back once and
You're good.
I'm good.
So at Bayberry Uniform, which is in Bayberry, Bayberry Plaza, are most of your customers individuals, or do you deal directly with businesses or healthcare organizations, or who comes in there?
It's a good combination. I think we get a little bit of both. We get groups from obviously the biggest names in hospitals, but we do get individuals too that walk in. They need an extra scrub, or you know, they want to get something embroidered.
Right.
You know, it's a big combination.
Maybe I missed it. How long have you owned it? So.
About a month.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's wow.
It's very fresh, right?
Very
yeah,
fresh.
that's really
do you
fresh.
sell shoes that would fit Tom?
I believe
I'm
so. Yeah,
small
I could
shoes.
probably special order those. Yeah.
But our shoes have got to be a thing, right? Or no?
Yeah, so shoes is a big
Yes.
thing too, because if you're on your feet all day, you know,
Right.
compression socks and special
No
shoes.
kidding. So you have the compression socks?
Yep.
Because I need those for my, you know, because I'm old and dying.
Yeah.
We all need them. If you're standing for long periods of time, you should
need-
get compression
you should
socks
have-
and good shoes for that.
If you're on YouTube, you can see Tom right now. He's showing off his legs. Made you look.
Best part of the show.
It's good to find a place that has a good variety of the compression socks, because you can't find them everywhere.
Right.
You know, and you want them to fit good. Are Crocs really popular?
They are. I don't know why. I never understood.
Ugly things.
People
Yeah.
like those things. It must be because they're comfortable, but I don't get it. You know, hey,
love
I'm in
that.
business to be in business, so if that's what customers want,
You'll
sure.
sell it to 'em,
You'll
right?
sell it.
So when are you open?
We're open Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And the Kraus location, we're open Tuesdays to Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Where's the Kraus location?
It's right in between the Kraus Hospital and it's 742 South Kraus Ave.
Okay.
So it's a little store. It's right there. I mean, I get nurses walking by all the time.
So is it on that alley, that pathway?
yeah,
that goes
it's on the pathway.
I know where
So
that is.
You know where that is?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
I've seen
hidden.
that.
You have
Yeah.
to know where it is, otherwise you won't see it.
Tom, that used to lead to Zorba's Pizza. If anybody's old enough,
yes,
remember
I do
Zorba's?
remember Zorba's.
Ah, I used to go to Zorba's to get a anyway.
Very good.
So we know where we are. So Bayberry, and then up there by the hospital.
Yeah.
Well, you know, you're a charming young lad, and we'd love to have you on again. So let's keep in touch, okay?
Yeah, for sure. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Everybody go visit Abel Ramirez over there at Bayberry Uniform, and he'll help you out. Thank you so much. You have a great rest of the day.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay. Sharif Anil Bey is the owner of Syracuse Kung Fu. He's going to come here and karate chop you.
I'm sure I have it coming.
Coming up next on The Local Show on 570 WSYR.
Welcome back to The Local Show, a service of Gettys Federal Savings and Loan and Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show, locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, here are your hosts, Tom and Steve.
We are back into it and back at it again. And if you're here, we are too. That's the local show, Tom and Steve.
I should have a Tom Platitude bingo card, right? And I should be able to check these things off that you say. The last bastion of Tom. All these things you say. I need a Tom bingo card.
I have to put trademarks. You got to help me trademark all my.
Oh my gosh! It's
people are going to steal them.
Yes, it's the platitudinal. Yes. Now more than ever, we should do that, Tom.
That's right. So I see on our sheet here it says something about happy talk. Tell me something happy about Geddes Federal.
Well,
they're here.
They're here.
They're local.
I don't know.
They actually have employees.
Why someone would? Yeah, exactly. Why someone would want to go to get a mortgage in California is beyond me. When you can deal with folks that are right here, you've got great rates that are right here. You can have a conversation with us right here, that's a complicated mess. Anybody getting a mortgage, holy smokes, that is not easy business. And Brad here went through it in our office and got it at Geddes, and it's not simple. And I love Brad's like, I had a lot of questions. He really did have a lot of questions.
Right.
But they walk you through it. They do it. You can walk in. You can do things online, but you can walk in. And then, on the other side of the coin, really is they give great rates on deposits. So the way it works is, it tends to be older people like you, Tom.
Yes.
So you can get a great rate on a CD. Well, that money then gets loaned to someone that's getting a mortgage. It's here and it's natural. So you get good rates. They get good rates. It's a win-win. If you're in that space, get it at Geddes Federal Savings and Loan.com. Tom.
Okay, it's great to bring on a guest we've had on before. Sharif Anil Bey is the owner of Syracuse Kung Fu. How are you there?
I'm well. How are you guys?
Very good, my friend. Right. Let's get right into it and tell people where are you from and what inspired you to open up Kung Fu here in Syracuse.
Well, I'm all over the place. I was born on the West Coast, Long Beach, California. Grew up in New York City. Came to Syracuse to go to school. Went to Syracuse University. Yeah. And Syracuse is a magnet. You get stuck.
Yes, there you go. Right, right.
And I'm a lifelong martial artist. I've been in martial arts since age 5. My father, when I came to New York at age 4, he took me to see a martial arts demonstration, and it was kind of it. That was over.
Was everybody kung fu fighting there?
Everybody was. Yes, they were. And then afterwards, I was, and we were tearing up furniture. And Dad said, "You know what? Maybe I need to invest in this." So
were those cats fast as lightning?
I was.
At 4 years old, was it a little bit frightening?
A little bit. Yes, it was.
Oh my goodness! He can't help himself.
Right.
He's an odd bird. But it is infectious, as a matter of fact, because I can remember watching Kung Fu.
Oh yeah.
And watching Jackie Chan. I'm a huge fan of his.
Oh yeah.
And all his movies and everything. And you've almost get inspired to want to be in shape and do what they do.
Absolutely.
So it didn't work though, did it, Tom?
It didn't. That didn't work for me.
It didn't work. It didn't get past the inspiring, right?
I'm still inspired.
There you go.
But there is something that has to take place for people to take action.
There you go.
How do people take action and come to you?
Real simple. Go to kungfusyracuse.com. kungfusyracuse.com. And right from the website, sign up for 2 free classes.
Okay.
Come and check it out, yeah.
Do you actually beat them up at the classes?
No, I allow them to watch me beat up the other.
Now, Kung Fu is more than just the physical part of it, right?
Absolutely.
Explain the whole the mentality of somebody.
That's big that you equate mentality with the physicality. You know, we have a saying. We say thought must be developed by the exercise of strength. You know what I mean? So there's the knowing for us is in the doing. Rather than sit people down and say, okay, don't use this unless your life depends on it or blah, 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 blah.
Right.
No, what we do is we show you what it is and your body learns it. And then your body kind of completes the feedback loop and talks to your brain and says,
So would you consider that muscle memory? I mean,
yes.
Yes. Like in golf, you watch the videos, they're like, you do this and you do this and then you do this and then you do this and you hit it. And I'm like, there's too many things.
Yes, there
and
is.
If that isn't a muscle memory, forget it. Like, okay, your hand didn't turn enough, your thumb was pointing the wrong direction, your whatever it is.
You hit it right on the nose. When the explanations and the verbal instructions are proper and properly informed, it's after the fact. It's you describing the muscle memory. You trying to convey that verbally, what your body already knows. That's what it really is.
There are lots of martial arts practices.
Yes.
So how is Kung Fu different than Taekwondo
Karate,
or any of the other ones?
The most obvious one is culture. So you've got every civilization has some martial tradition because people fight. We're all idiots and we all fight each other, right? So with, let's say, karate comes from Okinawa in Japan, Taekwondo from Korea. Kung Fu is really a slang word for all the different martial arts that come from China.
I see.
That's what it is. And there's hundreds, there's lots because China's huge.
Okay, where does Chinese food mix into it? Because Tom and I love Chinese food.
It's interesting you say that. Because a part of the, like what Tom was saying about more than just fighting, a big part of it is medicine and other things as well. It's an actual lifestyle. And so there's the whole macrobiotic perspective of the medicine where we see food as medicine.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so that does fit in.
I'd like to take some medicine right now.
So, what does if someone's not going to become a kung fu person,
yes,
for lack of a better term, what could someone do just to be more safe? Like, how can they be more situationally aware, or whatever?
And on the heels of what he's saying,
yes,
can you be like Steve and I and not in great shape and still participate in kung fu?
Absolutely. Think of it. Let's look at it like a football player as opposed to a track star. Both are in shape, but in shape for two different tasks. In street fighting, or self-protection, you want to survive that first 10 to 15 seconds.
Yeah.
But that's it. So you don't have to be able to run 10 miles.
Right.
You just have to be able to give 100% for about 10 seconds.
Right. Yeah. What's the biggest mistake someone does when they try to maybe potentially defend themselves in a dangerous situation?
The ego. Number one problem is the ego, and it's and in dealing with the ego issue, it's predetermining what a win is. The win is I go home.
Right, yeah. And not in a body bag.
Yes, correct. The win is I go home on my own volition, right? That's the win. The win is not I beat up the bad guy.
Yeah.
That might be a part of the win equation. It might not. Running might be a part of the winning equation.
So real quickly, this works for older people, not just kids, correct?
It works for everybody.
Right.
Everybody.
Mind, body, and soul, right?
There you go.
Everything. Yeah.
And, even with the older thing, I mean, we've got, the older people like myself, we've got more time on the planet, so we've got a lot more experience, and therefore, we're going to be a little more efficient. How about that?
And that website again is what?
KungFuSyracuse.com. That's what it is.
Check it out.
Find some information.
And you can get a couple of free classes.
Yes, you can.
Get
Absolutely.
your juices flowing.
And feel free to take your anger out on Brad, because I know Brad here on our team is involved in Kung Fu. So I'll give you a list of things you can beat on him with.
There you go.
Thank you so much. That's Sharif Anil Bey, owner of Syracuse Kung Fu. And get involved, folks. That sounds like a great thing to do for mind, body, and spirit. Thank you. And you have a great rest of the day.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Neil Carr's coming up next, Vice President of Prime Heating and Air. Stick around right here on The Local Show on 570 WSYR.
Welcome back to The Local Show, a service of Gettys Federal Savings and Loan and Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show, locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, here are your hosts, Tom and Steve.
It's The Local Show with Tom and Steve. Thank you for joining us and carving out some special time on your weekend to listen to us You know, my refrigerator plays iHeart radio.
That's just wrong on every possible.
Nicholas picked it out.
I still have my dorm fridge. It's in my office. You have a little fridge.
Yes.
So I used to keep film in there when film was film and men were men.
Yeah.
There was a you would keep film.
Why'd you have to keep it cold?
Because it would go bad, and if you refrigerated it, you could extend its half-life. So there were expirations. So you would keep it cool.
I see.
If it got warm, it created a problem. So I had a fridge in my little dark room.
Yeah.
You know, and Dad at the home I grew up in the laundry room built a dark room for me. And I spent thousands of hours in the dark. In the dark. You couldn't help yourself.
Still happening.
He's still there. He's still there.
So, but the fridge still lives.
Yes.
You know,
very nice.
And it doesn't have internet on it.
Well, I have like a 32-inch screen built.
I don't even understand that.
Get this. When we first set it up, I closed the doors, and on the screen popped up the inside of the refrigerator.
So you can see it?
You can see the food, and it scans the food code, tells you what it is, labels it.
Does it fit nicely in the cabinets? Does it fit in there nicely?
Don't even start with that.
Yeah, but he's got a 32-inch.
It's in the middle.
It's in the middle of the kitchen, but it's there. Well, I'll tell you. One of the well, first, tell me about Spaghetti Warehouse.
Oh my gosh!
I know you've been dying to tell me about that.
It's exciting. If you haven't been there lately, you haven't been there. They've been open all along. They just did do a renovation. They closed for a couple weeks because the carpet's new.
You're right.
Some of that wallpaper that was, the place is fresh. There, if you do peek in the kitchen, you see a new floor. There's new stuff in the kitchen. What a place!
Classic.
Years ago, we used to go
there. I'd sit in the trolley.
The trolley is open. It's there. It's fresh. So go down and see our friends at Spaghetti Warehouse. Things are rocking down there. They are really going to town, and they're open, and lots of pasta.
If you mention Steve's name, they'll give you an extra pat of butter.
Yeah. Well, the bread is hot, and all those things. It comes right out of the oven and stuff. So
very good.
They are open down at Spaghetti Warehouse down over there.
I was telling, what do they call that?
It's actually North Clinton.
Yeah,
it's not downtown. Clinton. If you haven't been there, you come out of downtown, you park right there. There's no parking problems. But yeah,
gotcha. So I've talked about my contracting and what's going on at the house and everything. And Mike Johnson, Pro Snow and Landscape, wonderful job. And somebody else who helped me out was Prime Heating and Air.
I know those guys.
They did a great job. Neil Carr's with us right now. He's the vice president of Prime Heating and Air. I think you're the one who gave me the bill, so thank you.
That's me. That's my role.
but his brother Dwayne came over, and we had the exhaust vent for the stove, and boy, he did a great job. And you guys just do it right. It's a process. He came in. Even though things were dusty and all that, he had booties on, and then he had when he put his ladder up. I noticed this. He didn't probably think I noticed. He took some old pieces of flooring, and he put it under the ladder just so that it didn't bother the new floor. Now it probably wouldn't have, but that's
considerate,
right? Consideration. Just be concerned about that, and the way that he conducted himself and talked and explained things very clearly to me. He was in and out.
He's a smart guy.
Oh, very intelligent.
So who was the smartest brother in school? Let's go to it.
In school?
Yeah.
I think I would have to take that one.
All right. Oh, really?
I would have to.
How about when it comes to...
Maybe yeah.
So in the family, something had to be put together. Who did they lean to?
Oh, not me. Yeah, they went to Dwayne.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Yep, absolutely. No, he's smart. He's a smart guy. Absolutely. He's been doing it for a long time.
Right.
Yeah. Probably the effort wasn't there in school, maybe on his end. He was more worried about getting out, and he's a, work with your hands guy.
Work with your hands.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure. What do you do, all the different services? Because HVAC encompasses a lot of different things.
Yeah, so full ductwork for forced air systems, furnaces, air conditioning, whole house air conditioning, central air. We do whole house heat pumps, boilers, the ventilation part of it.
makeup air units that kind of pull fresh air from outside and assist the HVAC system. We do those. Tankless water heaters, just a bunch of different things, honestly. But yeah, it's service, 24/7 service, 7 days a week, emergency service, commercial work, a lot of commercial maintenance, going through rooftops, replacing rooftop units. We were over at Spaghetti Warehouse helping them with some of the things they had going on there. They were, looking to upgrade some of their systems. Nice. So we've been in contact with them. Yeah, great people over there. So just, commercial, residential, just service, installation, new builds, new homes, full ductwork, talk to them about system designs, all that kind of thing.
Air conditioning an emergency in North America?
For some people it is. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Especially your elderly, group, they can't be in the heat like that, especially because it's been so humid, this year for sure. And that's what kills you,
If somebody were to look into an air conditioning unit or they wanted to upgrade, would you suggest the newer heat pumps?
It's definitely an option. We talk to them about both systems and to kind of just, talk them through their situation and what their long-term plans are. And if it's a good fit, then absolutely. Yep.
So ductless are the heat pumps ductless?
It's another service we do. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the ductless units, obviously ductless, there's no ductwork. That's not, so it's an all encompassed unit. It does heat and AC out of the indoor unit. And then the heat pump is outside. So that's a great solution for homes with, say, hot water boiler heat or electric baseboard heat. They don't have ductwork for central air. Ductless is a great solution. Camps, sunrooms, they want to make them four-season rooms and get some heat out there. That's a great option as well. Yeah.
Are you hot water tank guys, or is that not your thing?
Yeah, we do. We do hot water tanks in different areas. Yep.
What about the demand? So
the tankless?
we love our building here. Okay. And, but the little sink that's up the hall, we have hot water for like 5 seconds because it does it on demand.
Yeah. So it has the little tank under the sink.
It must be a little tiny tank because it's like, here's it doesn't last long.
Yeah.
If someone has that in their home and they're taking showers, does it keep up, or is this?
The tankless units do. Yeah. So that's the biggest benefit of tankless water heaters is you never run out of hot water. So if
is there a downside?
If you have 3 or 4 different appliance or a shower, a dishwasher, and a laundry going, the water pressure may drop a little just to keep up with the demand. So it'll modulate itself, but it'll stay hot the entire time.
Right.
Yep.
I guess the downside would be electricity. It's going to use a lot more electricity.
Yeah, or your kids just being in the shower way longer.
I don't know. When we used to run out of hot water, I don't know. We were done pretty quickly.
Right.
It was close, and that would have always been my sister using all the hot water.
Oh, of course. Sure.
I can't believe we ran out of time already. I had other questions and stuff. There's a lot. So look, if you want to get a hold of Prime Heating and Air, no matter what your HVAC issue is, 802-4287, 802-4287. Ask for Neil, and he'll hook you up.
And it's a family biz, Tom. It's what we're all about. It's local. It's family, and it's what it's all about here at the local show.
Did you implement Hot Dog Tuesday yet?
Not yet.
Okay, good. Because I was thinking you could do that, and people could come over and get a hot dog.
No, not yet. Okay. But people are listening, and we get a lot of calls from your listeners. So
we got great listeners.
You do. We appreciate engaged. All of them.
Yeah. Awesome. Neil, thank you so much. Say hello to Dwayne.
Absolutely.
And you have a great rest of the day.
You too. Thanks, guys.
Awesome. Jared Schoonmaker, the managing partner of iSmash, coming up next on The Local Show on 570 WSYR.
Welcome back to The Local Show, a service of Gettys Federal Savings and Loan and Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show, locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, here are your hosts, Tom and Steve.
You've got it, the last bastion of great talk radio. It's the Steve Roberts Variety Show, otherwise known as The Local Show, right here on 570 WSYR.
You're so annoying. You are so flippin' annoying. You know that, right?
You're the man.
You know you're annoying.
But we appreciate you listeners and viewers, because we have a YouTube channel that is pretty cool. And you can see behind the scenes and watch us flip papers around and touch the microphones and see the guests.
Eat food, drink coffee,
It's fun that way.
Yeah.
That's it's funny that things have become what they have. That people are just so used to watching people. When I talk to Nicholas, the son who's only 16, and I say, "What are you doing, buddy?" He goes, "I'm just watching my TikToks." I'm like, really? And he knows that that's brain rot.
Yeah.
But that's his, that's entertainment for him.
Back when we were kids, what does Phil Marker look like?
Yeah, right. We never knew. Yeah, you never knew.
Our buddy Rick Gary, what Rick and Ron,
Yeah.
and then you saw him like, wow, look, it's them.
That's why I got into radio.
Stuff, right?
I got into radio so nobody have to see me.
Or you're disappointed.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
Yeah, it was like you'd be at Loblaws or wherever you see like a teacher like, it's Mrs. Smith. She buys food. It was like out of context. It was always this mystery,
Well, it's our pleasure to bring a new person out onto the show right now. We're going to trot him out. It's Jared Schoonmaker. Am I saying your last name right?
Schoonmaker.
Schoon.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
Schoonmaker. It's not
So the answer is no.
shoe.
No, you're not saying it right.
Schoonmaker. Is that, what nationality is that? Is it?
Dutch. Schooner is a vessel, so ship maker, I guess my ancestors were back
Look at
in the
that.
day,
Look at that. Schoonmaker. Managing partner of iSmash. So I guess the big question is, where'd you come from? Are you a Syracuse native? And what is iSmash?
Perfect. Well, yes, I am a Syracuse native. Went to Corcoran High School class
did
in
you?
'93, back in the day. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That explains the whole ice smash thing.
Well, you're 10 years, 11 years younger than me. I'm class of 82, Corcoran.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Well, thank you.
Were you born? Were you from around the valley, or?
My mom still lives actually right in the valley as
no
well,
kidding.
and grew up in the valley and did the whole Van Dyne, Clary, and Corcoran thing.
Yeah,
So-
and
I'm going to
it's
sit back
funny,
while you guys talk Green Hills.
Yeah, I didn't know any Schoonmakers. I'm amazed that I didn't, because I knew everybody.
You're a lot older, Tom.
I grew up on Edna Road, right behind Green Hills.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
Parish
we're up,
Lane. and-
Hopper Road, right on Seneca Turnpike. Yeah,
Absolutely,
So that's where
yeah.
my mom still lives in that same house. That we
Okay,
grew
yeah,
up
just
in.
down from the duck pond. Yeah.
So
Great, man. Okay, so you were born there. Did you go to college, or did you?
I did 12 years in the military.
Oh, no kidding.
So I left right after high school and
What branch?
did Air Force.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for your service.
I got one of those now. My son is.
He's in the Air
He's in the Air Force.
Oh, yeah.
He
Well,
was in
thank you
Japan a
first.
couple of years,
yeah.
and then he's in the process of getting shipped somewhere that is undisclosed.
Yeah, about 2 years probably in Japan.
He was 2 years in Japan.
Normally it's 2 years, and then you
Yep,
get
yep.
to do your
And he's
dream
in,
sheet again.
He's in Idaho, is where he sort of is right now. But then he's in Texas, he's in training, and he's here and he's there, and he's going somewhere
we
else.
bounce
so.
around a lot.
That's
in the
great.
military.
So then
I
you
did that
came
for 2
back.
years. I came back, got married, kids,
Yeah.
all that good stuff. And
Right.
been basically self-employed since then in various different companies, and still have a few other companies. And Steve Shortino, which is my partner, started the iSmash concept or brand.
Okay.
First companies in Rochester, still the parent company, if you want to call it that. And then my daughter, actually, I didn't ever know about this. I'm like, what is this? And she kept telling me. I was like, wow.
Explain what it is, because people don't know.
So for the older crowd, if they remember the movie Office Space, where they'd go in there and smash the
Love that
fax
movie.
machine, that's people are like, oh, that's what you do. I said, yeah. So we basically, it's a family fun. You can bring your kids there and stuff, but it is a way for people just to get out. Maybe you had a bad day, maybe you had a great day, first date, all that stuff. But you get some glassware and you get some electronics, get all geared up, get all safe, and you take it out on some poor electronics that did
So you
nothing
smash
to
things. You
smash
literally-
things, get a bat, whatever you want to use, a bat, a pipe, crowbar, all that stuff. And we have these big rooms.
Yeah.
And you just
Take out your
break stuff.
aggression.
Take out your
Yeah.
aggression.
Sounds like
We
you got to
always-
sign a lot of waivers.
There's a waiver.
Just saying, I don't know.
There's definitely a waiver you have to sign. So it started as a smash room.
Right.
And then Steve added what's called splatter paint, where it's the
black lights, so that the neon.
Oh, yeah, that's kind of cool. Yeah.
Huge for the kids, and actually adults like to do it as well. So you get a canvas, and you go in, and you get to make a mess, and take the canvas home with you, and hang it on your wall. Yeah. So kids love that.
Where does this all happen? Where are you?
We're right at 2104 West Genesee Street in the Westvale Plaza.
Oh, in Westvale. So you're right by Geddes Federal.
Right against, right like 4 down from Geddes.
All right. We should send Brian over.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Would you be able to demonstrate any smashing on Steve?
Here we go.
Just smash him around. I'm going to see that.
But so we ended up doing that. And then the last thing that we just added about a year ago was, because it's been becoming so popular, is axe throwing. So we have 3 different events that you can do in the space. And
axe throwing,
all of them.
That is a lot of fun.
My daughter, 25-year-old, the one who's going to be the teacher here, she went with her boyfriend, and they went someplace over in Township 5. There was an axe throwing.
Bad axe throwing, a bad arc.
Yeah. So she actually took a video. She got like 3 bullseyes right in a row.
Wow.
This girl, I can't even imagine her doing it to begin with. And she actually, a 25-year-old female, boom, got that thing.
That's right. We did that with the boys. Axe throwing it's a lot of fun.
Once you learn the technique, it gets easier. Some people just try to throw it as hard as they can. I'm like, no. It's like a dart. Just
So this is a place to go. So the ice smash and the messy paint and the axe throw at the messy paint at the computer that you just broke or whatever they all come in. This is a place to go and just have some fun. Is that fair?
That's the biggest.
Is there food or drinks or what else? Is there anything?
If you do a private event, or we do tons of birthday parties, so they can order food. They can bring their food if they want, or they can order it through our website, and then pizza and pizza and stuff like
so
that.
Is business good? Do people know about this? And
it's getting busier.
Yeah.
This is our October. I want to say October 15th will be officially the first year in this new space. We had another space we won't get into in the mall.
That stuff.
We had to rebuild, and we're in this space now.
Are there other people that compete against you?
There is a place, and I do not remember their name. They're in North Syracuse. So a little bit smaller, same concept.
Same concept, okay.
Same
because I didn't know if there were lots of these businesses that you had to compete against. But
not locally, but it is becoming more and more of a thing.
So a business could take, we could round up the Zoey team and do like an event.
Like a team building.
Where we'll go out there, bring some dinner, grab some, whatever the heck it is. And if a company or a team or a family wanted to do that, the Ice Smash USA, is that the right website?
Correct. Yep. IceSmashUSA.com. You'd fill out your contact information.
Yeah.
There's a little tab for corporate events, and it goes to a coordinator.
If they wanted to call you and just ask questions, can they dial the 472-9000? Does that work? Okay, so 472-9000, IceSmashUSA.com, and people can get to know more about it.
All right, Jared Schoonmaker right there.
Yes,
thank you very much for being here, and
Thanks
we wish you the best of luck. All right, we're going to kick off hour number 2 of the local show. We're going to have a conversation with Christina Kohler. She's part of Onondaga Grown and an egg processing manager at Hudson Egg Farms. Jerome Snyder, owner of Pest Master Services. Marty Richardson is the owner of Nestico's 2 Rise and Grind Cafe and Chelsea's Restaurant and Bar. And then Matt Mallory is the owner of Mallory Unlimited, all in hour number 2, which starts really soon. Stick around.
It's The Local Show on News Radio 570 WSYR, a service of Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts and Geddes Federal Savings and Loan. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show is locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Welcome back and welcome in. This is hour number 2 of the local show. Get ready for engaging interviews with Christina Kohler. She's part of Onondaga Grown and an egg processing manager at Hudson Egg Farms. And then Jerome Snyder stops by. He's the owner of Pest Master Services. Marty Richardson is the owner of Nestico's 2 Rise and Grind Cafe and Chelsea's Restaurant and Bar. And then Matt Mallory, the owner of Mallory Unlimited. All in hour number 2 right here on the local show. stick around. It's going to be fun. Christina Kohler's up right now, Steve. She's part of Onondaga Grown, and she's an egg processing manager at Hudson Egg Farms. I've seen Hudson eggs everywhere, right? A lot of the places like Sparrows has, don't they have it?
Yeah, we provide eggs locally around Onondaga County and beyond. So it's great to be part of the fourth generation that's back on the farm.
Right.
So YouTube viewers can see these beautiful eggs. Look at these.
Yes.
They're gorgeous. I'm not exaggerating a bit. There's no exaggeration here.
Right.
And before we started here, I was talking about fresh eggs. These eggs are as fresh as they come.
Yeah, I brought a dozen with me today that came fresh off the egg processing line. We're in the middle of
egg season?
Well, we're going to make 20,000 dozen today.
So. Oh, no kidding.
20,000 dozen.
I can't even do the math.
I was waiting. Go ahead, Tom.
Oh, wow. That's a lot of eggs.
Yeah, we have 254,000 chickens on our family farm.
Oh, that's how you get eggs.
So that's a lot of chickens.
Yeah.
And you got to keep them fed. Well, what's your background? Have you been in this business long? Or?
So this is my 9th year as the egg processing manager. Previously, I went to SUNY ESF for environmental policy. So I do a lot of volunteer work with local advisory boards or Farm Bureau.
Do you work with Joni Mahoney at all, or
I see her sometimes at alumni events?
Okay.
Or Dave Knapp for the
Dave Knapp, Onondaga Grown Ag Council.
You can't get away. You just anywhere you show up, there's Dave.
Yeah.
You know what makes a good egg?
Wait a second. I wasn't done with her backstory.
Okay, all right. I'm going to just be quiet. Tom, she probably grew up in the valley. And you went to school together. Go ahead. I'm ready. Where'd you grow up?
Yeah, where did
Camillus, New York.
Okay,
on Monroe Road. That was where we originally were located. We were up on the hill in Camillus.
So you were part of the Hudson family.
Yeah,
you're originally a Hudson.
I am a Hudson. Yeah.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't know that.
See, there we go.
Thought listeners would want to know. Okay.
Yeah.
So you've been in farming all your life, basically.
Yeah, like on snow days when someone wouldn't show up, Dad would wake you up to go process eggs, and then I put myself through college by working on a golf course. So I took some time away from the farm.
All right, now we're talking. What golf course?
Camillus Country Club.
There we go.
Of course,
all right.
yeah.
Okay.
Steve's gotten thrown out of there.
Maybe. So were you the greenskeeper?
Yeah. No, I worked in the hut flipping burgers.
Okay,
Yeah, the old hut.
6, 12, and 15.
So now you come back. You're married now?
Yeah, I'm married now. My husband works for Onondaga County in finance, and so...
Excellent. And now you're part of this. Now, what's an egg processor do?
So we make sure that the eggs get washed, dried, weighed correctly, so they're sorted. And we use a lot of technology. It's not like a lot of hand packing.
Okay.
We have a multi-million-dollar machine in there that's assisting us.
Steve,
240,000 eggs a day? Is that what it?
Well, basically, they lay one about every 24, 26 hours.
Jeez.
Oh my gosh.
I call it job security.
Yeah, what do you pay those chickens?
Chicken feed, Tom. Chicken feed.
Steve, go ahead and pick up one of those eggs. I just wanted to see, take an individual one out. Yeah, hold it by your head.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, you see, there is a similarity between his head and an egg.
You're going to see me throw this egg at Tom, and he's going to catch it. Right, Tom?
No.
Here it goes, Tom.
I can't do that. I don't know how to do that.
That's a jumbo. They do get a little bit bigger. They have super jumbos. So sometimes people don't know that they just see large eggs or extra large in the store. But there's a wee peewee. I should have brought you a really small one. But there's mediums.
Okay.
Does that come from a little tiny chicken? I mean, how?
Yeah, the younger ones will lay. They'll start laying them. They're really small before they get to the grocery store.
You don't egg shame them, do you?
No.
Okay, good. Yeah, you wouldn't want to do that. Egg shaming.
So who doesn't like eggs?
I love eggs. I eat
There's so
eggs
many
every
great
day.
ways to use eggs. I mean,
and everything. Eggs are just in about everything. So let me ask you this. My doctor says you could eat eggs every day.
Yeah.
Is that what you know too?
Yeah. Eggs are great. There's so many vitamins and minerals, and they're a great source of protein.
Excellent. Yeah, Rocky Balboa used to drink them raw.
No, remember Orange Julius? Remember what used to be?
Yeah, that's right. There was egg in that.
They would put a raw egg in it.
Yeah, and an Orange Julius.
Now everybody's afraid of it.
Some people use egg whites in like mixed drinks.
Right. Yeah.
We just bought some recently. Judy bought some egg whites. It's just egg whites in a like a
Carton.
milk carton.
Yeah.
But you go to a restaurant, can I get egg whites? They charge you $2 more, but they took the other part out. What's the deal with that?
Well, this is the time to separate them.
I'll stop defending people.
So what's your connection with Onondaga Grown then, other than, you're in Onondaga?
So I've been involved with Onondaga County Farm Bureau for many years. My dad was the County Farm Bureau president. So I worked with Harvey Skeel.
Harvey, I remember him.
Bill Lamont, where the cart starts here.
Yes.
So I grew up looking up to these, role models, figures in the community, these pioneers of buy local, buy Onondaga grown.
Yeah.
And it's great to know where your food comes from. And we have so many great options here in Onondaga County.
Yeah. So eggs, fresher is better, right? Is that a fair statement?
Eggs are great at any time. I mean, just not rotten, but
right.
But fresh.
But eggs, we don't get eggs. You can't go buy eggs from California. I wouldn't think that'd be dumb, right? On the shelves are the eggs that I would get at Wegmans or Tops or Aldi's. Are they mostly Onondaga grown, or is it a mix?
It's a mix. Like the eggs at Wegmans, they come from Crayer's Family Farm out in Western New York. They're great to work with. But think about Burn Dairy, right?
Yes.
They're everywhere. They're in every corner.
They're everywhere.
They're Hudson eggs.
Those are all Hudson eggs.
Yeah, those are all Hudson eggs. Right. So we're running 2 pallets of Burn Dairy extra large right now while I'm here. And so our plant code is on the side of the carton, P1044.
Right.
But that's...
Are eggs basically organic? I mean, or is there a special thing to organic eggs?
Good question.
So that's a great question because a lot of people don't understand egg labeling.
Right.
So organic is like the chicken feed. It's organic corn, organic soy, organic.
As opposed to what?
Just
non-organic.
Field corn.
Corn. How are they processing it? Are they using chemicals and things like that as opposed to?
Right. So we have our own mill at the farm. So we make all of our chicken feed. So every age group gets a different type of gourmet meal because
what do chickens eat?
Corn, soybean, distillers.
So
there's a vitamin pack in there.
So it's a silage. So it's like a mix of things.
Yeah, and it's once it goes from the mill, it gets blown to the barns and then they get fed 4 times a day.
Wow.
So
and they have water all the time.
See, I've seen Hudson eggs, but I never really thought it's here.
It's here, yeah.
Yeah, we go all the way out to Rochester, Buffalo, Albany, Connecticut, New York City, and then our broken eggs go to New Hampshire to become liquid egg. Like what you were talking about earlier, those egg whites, they'll go to a breaking plant.
Well, don't break them.
Yeah, right.
Well, if they're cracked, you're not going to buy them at the grocery store, so you might as well get something
Don't
for
let Tom touch them.
That's wonderful. Well, Christina, you and your family, thank goodness you're in the community, and we really appreciate that. We'll encourage people when you have On Farm Fest to come out and see your place, right?
They can drive by on our Farm Fest. Our doors won't be open because of biosecurity.
Oh, biosecurity. Yeah, right. I get you. All right. Christina Calder right there, egg processing manager at Hudson Egg Farms. Get out there and grab a dozen today. You have a great rest of the day, young lady.
Thank you.
Okay. Jerome Snyder's coming up next. We're going to talk bugs and creepy crawly things. He's the owner of Pestmaster Services right here on the local show on 570 WSYR.
Welcome back to The Local Show, a service of Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts and Geddes Federal Savings and Loan. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show, locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, here are your hosts, Tom and Steve.
And we're back, folks. Thank you for hanging out with Tom and Steve on The Local Show, where we introduce you to all kinds of local businesses that are in and around our area that are not just a big box conglomerate or something from the Amazon people or anything like that. You know, you can actually talk to an owner or a person who works here locally, and that's a good thing. That's why we call it The Local Show.
That's why we call it The Local Show. Did I mention last week Mom got a mattress from Charlie?
No, you didn't.
Mom got a mattress from Charlie at Mattress Makers. What a blast. So she calls me because she had this old saggy mattress. And she's like, well, it's tougher to put my shoes on now. Well, that's because the mattress isn't a hammock anymore, Mom.
Yeah,
so she's I've never slept better. She's all excited.
Very nice.
So she's all about. She wanted the fact Carol loved on her like Carol does.
Right.
So if you need a mattress and you want to go someplace where they actually make it and not someplace where they just mark it up a zillion %, go over to Mattress Makers on Bridge Street, across from Fleet Feet behind Henry Wilson Jewelers, or right across from Chick-fil-A in North Syracuse.
Very good. Boy, you remembered all that
I made that all up. You didn't know I was going to say. I didn't even know I was going to say that. I just thought of it.
You're inspirational. There's no doubt.
That was sarcasm.
Another inspiration is Jerome Snyder. He's the owner of Pest Master Services. How are you, Jerome?
I'm doing great, Tommy. How are you doing?
Good. It's been a little while, and I haven't talked to you. Let's let people know exactly where you came from and when you started Pest Masters and what you do.
So Pest Master is a franchise, and it's throughout the United States. They even have some overseas someplace. Lebanon, I believe.
Somewhere far away.
And so I have worked in chemistry. I worked in manufacturing, pharmaceuticals, and then some household products. And I was making some products. I was making some natural pesticide products.
Oh, natural stuff.
Yeah, natural stuff. So in the business, we call it 25B exempt. So all traditional pesticides are 25B registered by the EPA.
You were making them.
I was making them, yeah. And so at one point I was like, I'm on the wrong side of this production line. And so I found Pest Master, and I really kind of liked them. They fit up, and I started up with them in 5 years ago right now.
I'm just going to say, has it been 5 years?
Yep.
5 years.
Yep.
They say most businesses fail within the first 5 minutes.
That's true.
Yeah.
So 5 years ago, you had a background. I mean, you're an ESF guy. You're a smart guy, and you had 0 customers, and you started a business.
0 customers.
How about that?
Yep.
Yeah.
And
do you have more than 0 now?
I do have some more than 0.
Okay, good. Well, that's that stuff that I see on TV, the consumer stuff, the Zevo and all that. Is that organic? Is that the type of stuff you're talking about?
No, it's a little different. I'm not sure exactly what Zebo is, but
Zevo?
I work for a little business right here in town, a local business. It was natural chemistry.
I see.
And so they were making some products for fleas, ticks, and mites. Yeah. And it was based with cinnamon oil, clove oil, some things like that.
Right.
Yeah.
So natural stuff that doesn't hurt the environment or a human.
Yeah, the EPA kind of identifies it as so benign that it doesn't need to be really looked at too close.
So what pests are pesty in this area in the dead of summer?
Oh my goodness! Right now we are bumblebees are kicking up right now. The yellow jackets are slower. The wasps are slower than they were last year. They just started like last week. I started getting some wasp calls. Spiders, of course, and some ants.
Did you see Lori's hand here in our office, Tom?
Yeah, that happened. That happened to me one time too.
She got hit just last week.
Yeah, wasp or something.
It was. She said it was a. I said, was it a wasp? She goes, no, it was a bee. No, a bee's a wasp. I don't know what, but it hit her, and her hand went. And it
yeah, the back of the hand is
a long
horrible.
time.
Yeah, hand stings are actually more painful than other places.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
Oh, so we should have had mercy on her. We were like, suck it up, get back to work.
I know when I get hit on the head, man, that kind of hurts more than some of my other more insulated.
No, honeybees will bite you though. Will sting you though, right?
Honeybees sting you. Yeah, they leave a stinger right in there.
Nice. So, is there anything new this year that has come out? That
I'm glad you asked me.
Well, because I hear the government. It's like they're always looking for a crisis.
No.
Tell us.
This winter we did a lot of stuff. We kind of did a revamp. We wanted to change our logo from Pest Master Services to Pest Master. We updated from like 1970 or 1980.
Yeah.
So, it's 1980 was the last time that the logo was updated. So we updated that. I personally got a couple more licenses so that I can do some more work that I wasn't able to do.
So this is licensed stuff. So there's people like, I got a guy that kills the bugs. Right. So what kind of licenses do you have to do this right? What do you explain that?
Every the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency, designates a state lead agency. In our state is the Department of Environmental Conservation. And so they're charged with licensing people to apply pesticides and do nuisance wildlife work. And so there's different categories for doing your house, doing a restaurant or food processing, doing the yard, doing products in the water, doing forestry work, doing a whole host of different things, doing agricultural work. There's a lot of different licenses to have, and I picked up quite a few of them, and I picked up a couple this winter.
And you have is it called wildlife? What is
nuisance wildlife control operator? Yeah.
So that would be a skunk or a woodchuck or a bear.
A bear. I would just shoo him away a little bit.
Red squirrels.
Yeah, squirrels are a pain. That's for sure. Yeah, squirrels, chipmunks, those kinds of things. Yeah, bats.
Now, tell us about your mosquitoes too. Are you still getting rid of mosquitoes?
So I am, and that's another exciting thing that we're talking about is that this new product got registered in New York State just a couple weeks before we opened. I've been talking about it for a little while, but it really wasn't registered for the type of mosquitoes we have here, and so I wasn't using it. But then it got registered just a couple weeks before season, and it's a little biological product, and you can put it out on these bait stations, and the mosquitoes go into it. And it's called Into Care, right?
Right.
It goes into those things, and then the mosquitoes get the product on them, and then they spread it around. So that also is a 25B exempt product. And I was trying it out. I've been reading about it and hoping to use it. And this year we kind of finally implemented it, and we're having some good luck with it.
Excellent. So there's a lot of folks that do this. There seems like every other truck says, exterminators, things.
Yeah.
How are you different? Serious question. How do you approach it differently?
I'll tell you what I'm different. Last night at 10 o'clock, I was at a customer because she wanted to see how bad her mosquitoes were. And so in the dark, I'm out there seeing how bad her mosquitoes are up at her house. And so I said, our motto now is partners in pest control. So I said, you have all of this foliage around here that you have to cut down. So she had a dog fence, and the dog fence was all filled up with all this ground cover, weeds 3-4 feet high, and they had like a maze that they cut through it. I said, you have to weed whack all of this stuff. It's not ornamental, it's just there as weeds.
Where potentially another company say, oh, we need more chemicals. We get it. Where you're kind of maybe it's more holistic. Is that fair?
She said that last night. She said the other guys didn't tell me that I had to cut all this stuff down.
There we go.
Yeah.
And I said, well, that's part of what we need to do. I said, you got to do your part. It's not all about, you can't only pour so many chemicals on a problem. You got to fix the problem, right?
And here's what I know. I'll mention my mom again.
Yes.
My mom loves Jerome. As a matter of fact, I think she adopted him. And she takes care of the bees and the critters and everything. And no, she loves your way.
She plays the Army song when I come in the house.
On the organ.
Yes.
Yeah, that's funny.
That is fabulous.
Well, he does a wonderful job, and he did a great job around my house, too. So Jerome Snyder right there, owner of Pest Master Services. Give them a call, 546-67, right? Is that still your number?
546-6067.
That's right. There you go. Give him a call today, and they'll take care of any of your problems, except your kids. He won't get rid of my kids.
No.
All right. You have a great rest of the day. Marty Richardson's coming up next. She's the owner of Nestico's 2 Rise and Grind Cafe and Chelsea's Restaurant and Bar, all on the local show on 570 WSYR.
Welcome back to The Local Show, a service of Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts and Geddes Federal Savings and Loan. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show, locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, here are your hosts, Tom and Steve.
It's The Local Show with Tom and Steve. Thank you for hanging out with us on this weekend. We certainly appreciate it, exposing you, not to Steve, of course, but to local businesses.
There we go. There we go.
You don't want Steve exposing himself.
Tom, I was thinking about that Onondaga historical folks from last week.
Yes.
I think we should put together a
crew of
friends
people,
of the local show.
Okay.
Let's have them open up and we'll do a tour.
Yeah.
So anybody that wants to come, listeners or anybody, and we'll pick a time and a date, and we'll put a list together. That would be fun.
Yes, it would.
Maybe we go to some places, go to Spaghetti Warehouse for lunch, then go to the museum. I don't know. It could be fun. I think we should do something.
Sounds like fun.
So,
all right. Did you want to say something about Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts?
Yeah, they're really good. Went to a workshop last week. The rooms were full of people going, how do I protect my home and life savings?
Yes.
And if you don't, you haven't. Mm-hmm. And Judy and I are in the process of finalizing the stuff that we're doing for our own stuff.
Did you need the spelling of my last name?
Yes, yeah. Always so many vowels in there. No offense, but don't go to the guy that did your traffic ticket or the lady that did your adoption. I have had both of those experiences. That's not their niche.
No.
Go over and see the folks at safeharborwillsandtrust.com. Tom.
There we go. Now it's our pleasure to bring a new person onto the show. Her name is Marty Richardson. She's the owner of Nesticos 2, Rise and Grind Cafe, and Chelsea's Restaurant and Bar. That's so big. I'm tired just thinking of
just say that's a lot.
People always say that to me.
Oh my goodness. You're like Flo on steroids.
You're the opposite of Tom. You work hard.
I try.
So give us your background, Marty. And what does Marty stand for? Is it?
My actual name is Martita.
Oh, Martita.
Yeah,
huh?
but everyone's been calling me Marty for probably 30 years.
What nationality is it?
Spanish. My dad's from Puerto Rico.
Yeah. Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, go ahead and give us your background professionally and how you came to own all these restaurants.
Okay, so I basically worked in restaurants my entire life. My first job at 14 was working at a A&W out in North Syracuse. I was a car hop.
I know the A&W. That was you?
It was me. What a fun job that was. But yeah, I've always loved restaurants. I waitressed forever. I went to a place in called Waffle Works, which was on West Jenny, and I started there as a server, and I was quickly promoted to an assistant manager, became a manager, blah, blah, blah.
Gotcha, yeah.
And it changed hands, and the Nestico family bought it. Mm-hmm. And I ran it for them for a couple of years, and they presented me with the opportunity to buy it from them, which was very gracious and generous. Wow. And it gave me my stepping stone into ownership. So it was pretty cool.
Wow. You're a hardworking person.
Yes, very good.
I try to be.
When do you stop? Because it just, Tom, this is amazing.
Well, and I have heard through many people that all of your restaurants are wonderful. Like not just, some people say, yeah, we'll go to this diner and it was all right. But people say lovely, gushing things about Nesticos too. My Uncle Fred, God rest his soul, used to meet me over there all the time for lunch.
Now, where is that?
That's in Camillus, right?
Yep.
Just up from...
4105 West Genesee Street.
So I'm near what?
So next to Holy Family
Holy
Church.
Family.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, right in front of it.
There's a little plaza, and we're in the plaza.
I know, right where that is. Okay.
Yeah. Just wonderful reviews on that. And you brought some food here, too, so those people on YouTube can see that.
There we go, food.
We ought to take a taste.
Is it a frittata? Is it a frittata? I don't know, but I love it.
We call it frittata, but yeah.
I say frittata.
Yes, and I have that right when I eat my gyro. Oh, that's right, gyro, right? So, so we're showing the food on YouTube, and if you can't see it, you're lost.
Steve,
Tom,
this is
what's Tom eating over there?
So Tom's eating our breakfast burrito. That's sausage, bacon, eggs, cheese, and potato, and a flour tortilla. It comes with salsa on the side. It's very popular.
I'm guessing that's Rise and Shine, not Nesticos.
This is Nesticos. All this food is Nesticos,
all this food is Nesticos.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So when is Nesticos open?
That's so good.
So we are open 7 days a week, 7 to 2.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And the Rise and Grind, excuse me.
That's okay.
Where's that?
So we have 2 locations, one in Township 5 and one in the same plaza as Nesticos 2. So on the other side of the plaza.
Goodness, so you got 2 of those. Now, what's that kind of fare?
It's fun. It's a lot of running around. Yeah, I love it.
But what kind of food and everything?
Okay, so it's like a really cute. I can't stress how cute these places are on the inside. I hear about it. Like, people love it. It's like a place you go with a book or meet a girlfriend and have a smoothie bowl or a cappuccino. We do power bowls. We have a ton of bakery items. We use local bakers. So you can get a cookie or a croissant and just hang with a friend, and it's so
makes me want to go there. Everything's
so charming in there.
So you've at one plaza. You're at both ends of the same plaza.
Yes.
So when hey, we ran out of eggs. Let's go up. You guys must be borrowing from each other all the time.
They joke in the plaza, the other places in there, that they just see me run back and forth all day. We just literally see in the window run back and forth. Yeah, it works, though. It makes it easy.
That's excellent. Yeah. And then how about this Chelsea's Restaurant and Bar? Now, what does Chelsea serve, and where is that located?
Okay, so Chelsea's is the old Kelly's on Onondaga Hill.
Oh, yeah. I used to love that.
We took that over during COVID.
Good timing.
I know. It was a really hard first year. We survived it, though. We have a lot of burgers, wraps, flatbreads, wings. We do 50-cent wing night on Tuesday. We have Wednesday wine night for $20, but it's just really nice cocktails and good bar food.
So it's not an Irish thing.
No, it's not Irish anymore. You know.
Which is fine.
Yeah,
you know what?
Yeah,
That's
we
fine.
like lightened it up a little bit, brightened it up, made it less Irish pub.
I think that's a great
more
location.
Like
to,
local.
Steve,
Yeah, it's great.
Grab this. Grab one of these.
Hang on,
You gotta
Tom's
check
handing
the
me
wrap.
that.
You got to try it.
Yeah, check out the wrap
People
out.
love
That
breakfast
is
burritos.
wonderful.
So I'm going to show it on the camera because Tom doesn't show.
I did. I showed it.
Yeah, all they see is you. Here we go. So well, this really makes good radio.
Take a bite. Is that luscious or what?
Oh my goodness. Okay, is there cheese in there? What
Yeah, American cheese,
Oh, my
sausage, bacon,
That's
potatoes. It's
that's
all in there. It's all
ridiculous.
in there and wrapped in.
It just tastes so fresh and yummy.
So that plaza
Okay.
is worth the drive. I can go to either.
Right.
I mean, because the Camillus, for me, because I live in Liverpool,
We'll say, and I'm in Cicero.
the lake is in the way.
Yeah,
right.
It is. It's like the whole other side of town.
but-
It's a whole 10 minutes away.
You know, Dr. Anzalone's over there, Syracuse Hearing.
We get Dr. Barry.
Dr. Barry's that side of town. It's
Right.
a nice community, but it's also pretty chill. You can pull up those. It's not like crazy. You can
Right.
always get a parking spot over there. It feels like it's not rushed.
I love this side of town. We live on this side of town. Our kids went to school on this side of town.
Yeah, very nice.
But I didn't grow up. I grew up in Cicero. So we moved when our daughter was in first grade to West Hill District, and we've never left.
That's
we love
awesome.
it. We love
Three
this side of
cheers for
town.
Cicero. I was grew up.
Yeah.
Yeah, CNS graduate.
Yes.
Are you a chef by any chance, or did you get
I
any
am
like
a
formal?
self-taught cook. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
self-taught.
the people that you
hard worker.
employ, are
Yeah.
they also self-taught or are they
So
special?
yeah,
or?
we have pretty much trained everyone. I do have like a chef at Chelsea's that we, kind of coordinate the menu together, but everyone really works together as a team. Like that burrito came up from an employee like 10 years ago. Like we're very open to suggestions. Same thing
Right.
with the coffee shops. They basically like they come up with different recipes and we just let people be creative.
We
So-
suggest you drop food off here every day.
Yeah,
Right?
that's wonderful.
Right, Tom?
Yeah. What a hardworking lady. I mean, you really do embrace the whole local thing. You know, you're
We
a
really
local
do
person.
try to. Like I will see people at Rise and Grind, and then I'll see them at the diner, and then I will see them the same day at Chelsea's, and I love it.
Which means she was at all of those places
Yeah,
on
right.
the same
Yeah.
day. So
Working. All right. That's Marty Richardson right there, owner of Nestico's 2, Rise and Grind Cafe, and Chelsea's Restaurant and Bar. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
You got it. We'll have you on again. Have a great rest of the day. Okay, coming up next, Matt Mallory, the gun guy, owner of Mallory Unlimited. All right here on The Local Show on 570 WSYR.
Welcome back to The Local Show, a service of Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts and Gettys Federal Savings and Loan. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show, locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, here are your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Back into it and back at it again. You've got it. It's The Local Show, and we do appreciate you listening because, I think that you guys coming to us organically listening is better than Steve and I paying for it. Like we have to pay for our friends.
No, I don't pay for my friends. It is sometimes, there's friends and there's Facebook friends.
Yes.
And I know you're not on Facebook. It's
And
like
LinkedIn friends.
Yeah.
I don't think, how long has LinkedIn been around?
at least a dozen years.
Yeah. So when that first started, because you and I were huge networkers, that's really, we bonded over that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because we would be out at all the different events, right? So then when LinkedIn came out, I thought, oh, I'm going to just rock it. Now I'm going to get jobs everywhere, freelance work, I haven't got one iota out of LinkedIn.
I keep touch there with folks that have moved out of the area that were in the media. There's
that's
people like there on the
fun.
West Coast, so you kind of can stay connected.
Sure.
But I've never used it as hey, you need to hire me. That's not.
And then I
that's not
get
the way it
annoyed
functions
when
anymore.
I get, these people from, Bangladesh,
They want to be your friend and sell you concierge services. Like, I'm good. No, I don't know.
I'll be your personal assistant. That's nuts. Anyway, well, we like to reach out and touch people, and I'm not going to touch this guy, but we will talk to him. Matt Mallory is here here with us. He's the owner of Mallory Unlimited. And what is the other thing, the initials, the PS? And
Public Safety and Education.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
Thank you. And thank you for slumming it with us, instead of being on with Dave, you're with us today.
We can pick on Dave. I don't mind picking on Dave. Let's pick on Ian while we're at it.
Yes.
By the way, Dave and Ian are on during the week, and everybody listening probably knows that.
Of course they do. Yeah.
Good guys.
So, Matt, tell everybody who doesn't know what you do so we can get a quick background and reference.
Oh, sure. So thanks for having me, by the way.
Yeah, sure.
I do predominantly do classes, teach firearms classes. I consider myself a self-preservation instructor, teach people how to self-preserve. So I also do boater ed, driver ed, et cetera. And but the majority of it is usually firearms.
You do boater ed?
I do. I'm a boater ed instructor. I got a class coming up in end of August.
Oh, Steve, you should take that.
No, so I was getting insurance on my boat, and they're like, "Have you taken the class?" I'm like, what do I take a class? I've been in a boat since I was 5. No. Apparently, there's a class.
Yeah, there's a class.
So is this where you're teaching a starboard, port side, green light, red light?
Yes.
Don't drink and boat.
You got it.
And this floats
8 hours.
8 hours. Yeah. That sounds really exciting.
Yeah, I try to make it exciting. Yeah, I waterboard people.
Okay.
No.
Do you actually go on the water with the boat? No, it's all classroom
videos. I mean, I got it. Where we do it is at my place in Lafayette, and I've got a pond out back, so I could take people down and show them boat and have them boat around and do a little fishing.
Let's go with the fishing. I did not know that. So, how have the laws been morphing, changing in respects to firearms?
Quite a bit, actually. New York State, with the new CCAA, Concealed Carry Improvement Act, that they passed, went into effect last September. They voted it into law last July because of the June Supreme Court ruling, the Bruin decision. Bruin got sued. Bruin's the director of the state troopers. At the time, he's no longer there. He got sued by New York State Rifle and Pistol Association, and the Supreme Court ruled in June of last year that proper cause is no longer a thing. So, like New York State's typical fashion, they turned around and said, "Screw you, Supreme Court," and they came up with a law called CCAA, Concealed Carry Improvement Act, which basically says everybody can apply for a gun. It's got to have good moral character now. So instead of proper cause, now it's good moral character, and you can't take the gun anywhere.
So
those are called sensitive and restricted.
So how is that being countered?
It is being brought up in court. There's 5 cases at the U.S. District Court right now, and in March they heard briefings from all the different attorneys from all 5 of the organizations that were suing, or 4 organizations, I think, 1 individual. So all the attorneys got to talk in front of the Supreme Court and give their stance. And based on the questions they asked, it seems like they're probably going to find in the favor of New York State, which most people are like, but it's a good thing, because if they find in the favor of New York State wins, it will definitely get appealed to the Supreme Court. Okay. If they find in the favor of us peasants in New York State, then I think the state might just go, good for you, and do nothing.
Right.
And when people say, well, how can they do that? Well, they do it. They're doing it already. Drugs are illegal. Marijuana is illegal federally. Right. Yet New York State makes it legal.
Wink, wink, right.
Nobody's doing anything. Right, yeah. Harboring fugitives is illegal. But how many safe cities do we have where you can bring illegals into the city and they don't do anything? So federally, that's illegal. So I wouldn't doubt one bit that they would just be like, okay, good for you.
So the Supreme Court. So how much of this has to do with law or politics? Because it used to be, even in the Supreme Court, there were judges I liked and didn't like, but they used to, years ago, they would look at the law.
Yeah.
Do you know how everybody's going to vote before it even does, because they are so red or so blue?
I do. I think now so you see that it's definitely a conservative court. So they're going to lean in the direction of conservatism. That's how we got the ruling last year, which is, it was a great ruling. And in New York City, people are like, what? I can have a gun now and take it out of my house? And everybody in upstate's like, well, we've been able to have a gun for years because we got pretty good judges in upstate, but now they can't even take it anywhere because of those sensitive and restricted locations. You can't even bring it into a restaurant that serves alcohol. It's a felony.
How does your business equip people to carry a firearm?
So I was the first instructor in the state to come up with the 18-hour curriculum. So the second they came out with it in August, they said that instructors had to come up with it. They made a list. The state troopers made a list. of everything that had to be covered in the class. So I created the curriculum, and within 2 days had it done, put together, and published it for the world to see. First instructor in the state to put the 18-hour course on for any New York State resident, and the first instructor in the state to hand a New York State resident the 18-hour certificate, as well as the first person that lives in New York City drove up here and took the class.
So that's a class that's required? Is that what you're saying?
Yep, 18 hours of classroom, 16 hours of classroom, 2 hours of live fire. I kind of mix it and do a little bit more than that. So It's pretty much 18 hours of a hob job of everything.
And then someone can do what?
And at that point, they can apply to their county to get issued a pistol license. And then the judge still has the decision to approve it or deny it based on moral character. So if the judge doesn't like this person did this or did that. One of the judges I had lunch with a couple weeks ago, they had said that they looked at the Facebook page. Oh, and don't forget, you also have to divulge your OnlyFans page. Don't forget that, people. Listen, you got to let them know. They want to know all of your social media pages.
Let me ask you too, aside from the guns, you talk about, being a self-preservationist and teaching people how to be, where does it intersect of being too paranoid about everything and making everybody worried and just being smart and common sense and logic?
Well, I always like to look back at our grandparents, and they had gardens. How many people have a garden? I do. I have a huge garden, right? How many people have their own chickens? But what's egg prices now?
Right.
So people that are called paranoid, at some point in history in the past or going into the future, like now with chickens, they're like, oh, wow, that guy's prepared. Right. So really, what's paranoid? I mean, the sky's falling. You're running around with an aluminum hat on your head. Yeah. I don't know. Some people think there's chemtrails up there with chemicals. It could go anyway.
So maybe what you're saying is it's some common sense. So you're not totally relying on everybody else.
Yeah, for sure. That's why I don't tell people where I live, because then I don't want them to come to my house when the house goes to crap because they didn't do anything to prepare for themselves.
Right. Where do you live?
They weren't paranoid enough.
He's got a pond. That'd be a nice place for you.
There we go.
Getting pigs too.
Right. There you go. That's Matt Mallory right there, owner of Mallory Unlimited. And say the initials again, because I didn't write them down.
PSNet, Public Safety and Education.
I like that.
Training company.
Very nice.
So if you need to do something, talk to Matt.
Okay, sounds good. Hey, you know what, Steve? That's going to wrap up the local show. I forgot that we were closing out right now. So you can go do whatever you do.
I do.
I don't know what you do.
I will. I'm going to go enjoy life, and you're going to go complain about something.
That's right. You got it. Hey, at least we're consistent. On behalf of Zoey Advertising and Tom and Steve, God bless you and your families. Take a walk today and every day with a friend or family member. It keeps the weight down and the mind clear. The local show is heard every Saturday morning from 11 to 1 and then again on Sunday morning from 7 to 9. Listen together with a friend. Until next week, get down to business and keep doing business locally. Tell your friends about the local show right here on 570 WSYR, 106.9 FM, the iHeartRadio app, and on YouTube at Zoey Advertising 3809.